Hello there, it's Anna here and welcome to Little Crochet Farm. Today we are crocheting together a chubby polar bear. This polar bear is the fourth of the last year collection, which is together with the Mrs. Grinch, the Girl Elf and the Snowman. Before that we have also the other collection with the Nutcracker, the Gingerbread Man, the Chubby Penguin. Oh my god, the Chubby Penguin, it's so cute. And this collection in total have 12 patterns. They are beautiful and I invite you to check them out if you want, and they're very cool. I hope you enjoy. For this pattern, you will need a 2mm crochet hook, sports weight yarn, stuffing material, sewing needle, scissors, and a little bit of black thread for embroidering the face. The exactly materials that I use to crochet this pattern you can find on the free version of this pattern on my website. I will leave the link in the description box below this video. And if you wish to download a printable version to follow along, you can find on my Etsy shop and on my Ravelry shop, or you can become a Patreon member. And there, for a small monthly fee, you will have access to download the patterns that I publish here on this YouTube channel. So if you join today, you'll get to download this chubby polar bear, as well as all the 4 previous patterns that I published here on this YouTube channel. But if you're watching this video a little bit later and this chubby polar bear is not there anymore because, you missed the train, don't worry. From the moment you join my Patreon, it will have at least the 4 previous patterns that I publish here on this YouTube channel, alright? So if that sounds interesting to you, check out my Patreon page, and I hope to see you there. Now I'm going to move myself to the corner over here, and before I go, I will ask you if you like this pattern, if this polar bear touched your heart, leave me a like on this YouTube channel, consider subscribing to my channel. All of these actions help you to support me, and I appreciate you very much to do so. Now let's move myself to this corner and we will crochet this polar bear together. Super good. Now we'll start crocheting here the paws of this polar bear. Okay, so we'll start crocheting first the paws and then we'll move on to ears, snout, all the assembling part that we will use later. And we'll start with a magic ring or a magic circle, and inside the magic ring you will work 6 single crochet. Okay. If this video is too fast for you, check out the links in the description box below this video. There are tutorials for all the stitches and techniques I used here, okay? So here now we work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. We will pull this yarn tight, closing the magic ring, and we'll move on now for the second round. And here in the second round, you will work 6 increases, okay? And when I say increase, it means you will work 2 single crochet inside 1 stitch, okay? So you work 2 single crochet inside each stitch of this round, and at the end you should have 12 stitches, okay? So let's work here a couple of repetitions together. And then you will move on and continue. So all the way down here, use a stitch marker I will use for the next round. Once you finish this round, I want to just quick show you here that I like to double secure the beginning of my yarn, and how I do this is by waving in this tail inside the first round, okay? This will make sure that this yarn will not unravel and will not go anywhere, so it's very tight and closed. Alright, now let's move on here for the third round. And what we are working here for the couple of next rounds is just 12 single crochet. So I will add my stitch marker here. I like to use just a piece of a different color yarn. And for round 3 to 7, you will work just 12 single crochet. So what we are doing here is working the size of these legs, okay? So we'll give the height here. And for the round 3 to 7, you'll work just 12 single crochet, okay? So work your round here, and once you're done, this is how it should be looking like. You can cut this yarn, you'll leave a little bit of tail here for sewing later, okay? And like this one, you will work 3 more, so you should have 4 in total, and I magically have mine done here. Look at this, ta-da! So very easy and simple, haha. Okay. Now moving on, for the ear now you will work the beginning of this video. So for round, you will repeat round 1 and 2, which is 6 single crochet inside the magic ring and then 6 increases. You should have 12 stitches. And now for round 3 to 5, you will work again just 12 single crochet. So we are basically repeating all the rounds here from the paw we are doing for the ears, but we are stopping in the round number 5. That is because when you reach number 5, when you finish the round 5 here, you will fold this ear together and you will work 6 single crochet, crocheting the sides together, right? So you have 12 stitches around, you fold it, you will have 6 in one side, 6 on the other side, and you will crochet these together. The first one are a bit harder to get because the last stitch and the first stitch are very close to each other. But after you move on with that, they are very simple and easy. It's actually satisfying to crochet things together. I think I like. Okay. And this will also make your life easier when we are sewing this later on, when we are assembling here the polar bear, you know, the ears. Great. So work here all your 6 single crochet. Super good. Now, once you're finished, you can cut this tail. I can hear my baby girl woke up. Her dad is going now. And like this one, you make another one. Ta-da! Okay, for the snout, you will once again repeat rounds first and second from this video. So it's 1 single crochet, 6 single crochet inside the magic ring and 6 increases. And for the third round here, we will work different. So you will work 3 increases, which means 1 increase followed by another increase followed by another increase. So 2 single crochet inside the next 3 stitches. So 2 single crochet, move on, 2 single crochet, move on, then 6 single crochet and then 3 single crochet at the end. All right, you should have 18 stitches at the end of this round, okay? And then for round 4 and 5, you will work 18 single crochet, okay? So work your rounds here, rounds 4 and 5. Once you're done, this is how it should be looking like. We can cut this tail, leave a room here, so leave a bit of yarn for sewing later. I will bring this tail to the wrong side because I think this helps to look neat when we are sewing. And we'll settle this on the side. Let's move on and continue working. So now we are working on the chubby body. So once again, we will work like the beginning of this video. So first round, 6 single crochet inside the magic ring, second round, 6 increases, and now we are moving on for the third round. We will work 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times or all the way until the end, and you should have 18 stitches at the end. So here, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat all the way around, and I will catch you up for the next round. So once you're finished, now for round number 4, you will work 2 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total of 24 stitches at the end of this round, okay? So work here 1 and 2, and then you increase and work all the way around. Once we are done, let's move on here for round number 5. You will work 3 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, or all the way until the end, and you should have 30 stitches here at the end of this round. Count how many stitches you have at the end of each round. This can help you very much to stay on track, okay? So here 1, 2, 3, and this is my increase. Repeat all the way until the end, or 6 times. And we'll move on here for round number 6. Here you will work 4 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat 6 times, and you should have 36 stitches at the end of this round, okay? So work here 4 single crochet, we are working the first repetition together, and then 1 increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 increase, repeat all the way around, and I will catch you up at the end. Great. Once you finish with round number 6, for round number 5, you will work for round number 7, you will work 5 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat all the way until the end. All right? So again, we are working here the first repetition together. We're almost done with the increases. We have just one more round with increases to go. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the increase. Repeat all the way until the end, and I will catch you up for the next round. Great, now we'll move on here for round number 8. Here you will work 6 single crochet, 1 increase, repeat all the way around or 6 times, and you should have a total of 48 stitches at the end of this round, okay? Remember to count how many stitches you have. That's very important. This can save you so much time in future. All right, so work here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1 increase, repeat all the way until the end. Great. Now that you arrive here, you will work around 9 to 16, 48 single crochet. Okay, so here it's very easy. You can stop this video here because you have a long way to go here, a couple of repetitions for you to work just 48 single crochet. This will give here the shape of the chubby body. All right, so here you can check out, here we have the last round with the increases, and then you have round 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, did I count that right? Yes. So now let's move on here for round 17. We'll work 6 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times, and you should have 42 stitches at the end of this round. So now we'll start decreasing 6 stitches in each round until we reach the end with 12 single crochet. So I'm going to work the first repetition here with you, and when I say decrease, we work with invisible decrease for amigurumi toys, which is when you grab just the front loop of the next 2 stitches and you continue with your single crochet. Okay, so this is the first repetition. If you don't know how to work the invisible decrease, check out the links in the description box. Okay, now moving on for round 18, you will work 5 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times, and you should have here 36 stitches at the end of this round. Count how many stitches you have. I don't want to be annoying, but you know, I think this was a big thing for me. It is still to make sure that I have the correct amount of stitches before moving on for the next round. Okay, so work all your repetitions here. And once you're done, let's move on for round number 19. You will work 4 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat all the way around or 6 times, and you should have a total of 30 stitches here at the end of this round. Okay, so as usual, let's work the first repetition here together. And now here it's my decrease. Okay, so work all the way around, and once you're done, we will move on here for the next round. We'll work one more round with decrease. For round 20, you'll work 3 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times, and you should have a total here of 24 stitches at the end of this round. Okay? So here, just make a pause to count how many stitches I have. Work your invisible decrease. So this is how it should be looking like. Continue all the way until the end. For round 21, you will work 2 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat 6 times, and you should have 18 stitches at the end of this round. Okay? Work your repetitions here. This is my first decrease together with you. All right, now I leave you be, and I will catch you up for the next and final round. But before we move on, we will add stuffing material here. You can add as much stuffing material you feel like. I like my toys to be very firm, but for Christmas I don't like to add too many, because if I add too many, we usually have a natural Christmas at home, Christmas tree, so it will be heavy, so it will be hanging like this. So just to shape up, okay? Now for the next and final round here, round 22, you will work 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeat all the way around, and you should have 12 stitches at the end of this round. And here is where we will stop, okay? Remember to add stitch marker. Okay, I like to finish my toys with 12 single crochet. This is something I like to do. You can move on and do 6 decreases here if you want. I like to work like this because I think it looks more neat, the ending, okay? And how I fasten off my crochet toys is by grabbing just the front loop of the stitch. So I grab all the front loop here, so we'll have 12 stitches at the end of this round. I will grab all the 12 front loops we have. Make sure to literally grab just the front loops and not introduce your needle between the plies of the yarn. And this can help you to have a more neat looking like ending of this crochet toy, okay? So this is how I fasten off. Again, there is a video tutorial only about fastening off in the crochet toys. So in case you want to check that out, I will leave the link in the description box below this video. But now I just wave in. Once you finish grabbing all the front loops, you pull it tight, close that circle, and then you wave in inside of this last round. And now I wave in inside a couple of stitches here before I cut this yarn, okay? And this is how it should be looking like. Now you can shape it up, your amigurumi chubby body here. Okay, now we are working this tiny tail. Look at this. All right, so we'll start again with a magic ring, but this time we are working different, all right? Inside the magic ring here, you will work 4 single crochet, okay? So let's go ahead and work 4 single crochet inside this magic ring. We'll pull this tight and we'll move on for the second round here. You will work 4 increases, okay? So you have 4 single crochet, you work 4 increases, you should have 8 stitches at the end of this round. We will go working here together because again, it's a very tight, very tiny detail, and I want to show you here that when you have a tiny detail like this one and the stitch is tight and it's a greater amount of stitch in a very tiny piece, the stitches tend to curl outside. So I'll just show you here that we will double secure the beginning of this yarn like we do in all of the beginnings here for the amigurumi toys. And now we will shape up this, you know, by just organizing this stitch, bringing all the stitches to the right side, making it everything right. You can cut this tail because we are moving on for the third and final round. So now again, you will fold this in half and you will have 4 stitches in one side, 4 stitches on the other side, and you will crochet the sides together, closing the tail, okay? The first stitch might be a little bit tricky, like in the ears, but this is even smaller because the first and the last is very close to each other, as I mentioned before, but after that you're fine and good to go. So here we are working together, all these 4 repetitions, okay? And once you're done with this 4 single crochet, you can cut this yarn. You leave a little bit of tail for sewing later. Look at this, so tiny. It looks very nice, you see, here in the body. And it's, you know, the scarf is warming it up. Okay, before we move on here with the scarf and all the final things for assembling this toy, we will start sewing here the paws, okay? And how I do this is like the central part here of this amigurumi ball that we just crochet. It will be the reference for us to fasten all the four paws. I like to use pins and fasten them all and start sewing with all of them there, you know. You don't need to do that. If this is too complicated for you, you can remove them and just go sewing one by one. But I like to just reference to have the central stitch in between the 4 legs. The second thing that I like to do is I don't introduce now stuffing materials. I like to do at the end. So I leave a little bit open, I introduce stuffing material there and then I close. But this is optional to you. You can add a little bit of stuffing material before sewing. It's because I just don't like to be pulling up and then maybe some, you know, stuffing it's coming along together with the sewing needle. And here it's very basic how you crochet. You just grab 1 stitch from the body and then 1 stitch from the leg. And one thing that I always like to mention, and I will show you this a couple of times, is Don't be afraid to squeeze the toy, to move it around, you know, because the intention here is to sew it nicely, and then you can organize this and shape them off and squeeze it back on its shape, okay? So just go sewing all the way around. It will take you a couple of times, so put the music, you know, like this is what I'm saying, like just move the legs and that's that. One thing that I want to show you here is that once you finish sewing one leg, you see we have the central part, you can move, you know, the legs and go sewing, and then you just, you know, shape them up back like this. And those are the leftovers of the legs. So you sew first 2 legs, you bring the yarn outside in 1 stitch, you bring the other remaining yarn from the other leg outside, and then you give a tight knot. So this is how I secure these legs, okay? So the ending of a tail of one leg and the ending of the tail of the other leg, I bring those tails outside the same stitch and I give a tight knot, and then I cut and hide it inside of the toy, okay? Now let's move on and sew the ears here. So how we do that is, again, we use pins to fasten in the best position here. The exactly position that I'm sewing everything on this Chubby Polar Bear amigurumi you can find on the free version of this written pattern on my website. Right now, I cannot name exactly in which round and how many stitches we are crocheting, like we are sewing here, but you have all the instructions written on the free pattern, okay? So here I just wanted to show you how I sew, and this is a very simple, and the ears you have 6 stitches, right? So you'll sew basically 6 stitches. So count that, because make sure that you're not missing any stitch from the ear or from any piece that you are sewing in any amigurumi toys, because that it's what it tells when you make some mistake or something is off, it's odd. So grab 1 stitch and count. So I sew already 1 stitch, I sew 2 stitches, I sew 3 stitches, you know. So you have on track how many stitches you sew, and you make sure that you grab all the 6 stitches. So here I'm just showing you, you grab 1 stitch from the body, 1 stitch from the ear, bring the ending of the tail outside of the toy, okay? And when you sew the other ear, you will bring outside that same stitch, okay? And this is how you do. You just give a simple knot here. You can cut this tail and then you hide it inside of this polar bear. Look how pretty this is. Now we'll move on here and sew the snout. The part of the increases should be down, and the part of the just 6 single crochet should be on top, okay? So here the part should be the straight part with just 6 single crochet, and all around here down is where we work the increases, okay? So I will sew all the way around, I will leave a little bit open, and then I will add stuffing material, not stitch markers, stuffing material inside of this snout, okay? So now again, just grab 1 stitch from the body, 1 stitch from the snout. We have 18 stitches here, right? So once again, you'll grab the 18 stitches of the snout and 18 stitches of the body of this polar bear. Okay, I will just show you here a couple of repetitions on how I sew my assembly way to do it. Now, before finishing off, before sewing completely, I will add now the stitch marker. And this is how I do. I just use, you know, my scissors here to add inside. And then you continue sewing this part, the remaining opening part that you add the stuffing material. And that's that, you know, just make sure to position your snout correctly, okay? So the 6 stitches that you work here should be on top, and the ones with the increases should be down. Now we're moving on here to sew the tail, and this tail is very easy and super fast to sew because you only have 4 stitches, right? So you work here in the central part between the legs here. Again, I will tell you that the exactly position where I'm sewing everything is in the free version of this written pattern on my website. Or if you want, you know, you can sew it anywhere you want. You don't need to follow strict, you know, you don't need to be so strict and follow the pattern. you can, you know, go with your imagination here, and that's that. Okay. Now I want to show you here, like once you sew the 4 stitches, we will bring outside here of the same stitch that we bring the leftover yarn from the snout, okay? And we will give a tight knots together here. All right. So once again, do the same as we did before. So with the snout and with the tail here. Now we are working together the scarf. So we start working the scarf. Here is a little bit different, all right? So with the color of your choice, I'm working with dark blue and yellow. You'll chain 7. All right. Once you chain 7, you will skip the first 2 stitches and we will work for the first row here 5 double crochet. So yarn over the needle inside the loop, yarn over the needle, pull up a loop, yarn over the needle inside the 2 loops of your needle, yarn over the needle inside the last 2 loops. So that's how you work a double crochet. If you don't know, that's me narrating how you work. So now I will leave you here to work all the 5 double crochet, and I will catch you up at the end here of this round for the next instructions, for the second row. We are working in rows here, not in rounds, okay? So once you finish the 5 double crochet, you chain 2, turn your detail, and now we are working only with the back loop of the stitch, okay? So work here 5 back loop double crochet. Now from here on all the way until the end of this scarf, you will always work grabbing just the back loop, okay? So this will give you this little nice bumps here. Once you reach the end of your double crochet, before you finish, we will work here a color change. So we are changing with my contrast color, which is yellow. All right, don't fasten off the blue, and you will chain 2, okay? Chain 2, turn your yarn, grab just the back loop, turn your scarf, grab just the back loop, and now for rows 3 and 4, you will work 5 back loop double crochet, okay? So just work here your 5 back loop double crochet. I will move a little bit fast and I will catch you up here for the next round. So you chain 2, turn your scarf and work your next row number 4, again 5 the back loop double crochet, okay? And this is how it goes, the pattern. You will repeat round 1 to 4 more times, okay? You're kind of not repeating round 1 because round 1 you didn't have the back loop to get it, right, to take it. But you're working only with a back loop double crochet, and you will crochet 2 rows with each color, okay? You will repeat this 4 times. So repeat row 1 to 4 more times, working only in the back loop of the stitches, okay? So we'll have a couple of switching here with the colors, and once you're done, we are going now to work one big row here only in one side of the scarf. I'm gonna doing this and I'm designing this scarf like this for 2 reasons. I will just mention a couple of, wait a minute. So we're working with single crochet, okay? So with the yellow, you will work 4 single crochet, and then you will change with the blue 4 single crochet. So on each row of a double crochet, you will work 2 single crochet on the side. And then on the next row, 2 single crochet. And then you change the blue. You have 1 row here of the double crochet in blue. You work 2 single crochet in blue and then 2 single crochet in blue. Okay, so we are working here making a contour of the scarf, but we will contour just one side. That is because I want to hide the color changes, okay, that we have it here. It's kind of hidden. It's not like a master of disguise, but it's hidden. And I want to create some small tension here when we work with a single crochet in making a contour, because that single crochet will be under here, him, and then the part without the contour will be on top, and this will make this scarf to stand on its place without us needing to sew it, you know, so we can just hang on our tree like this, and the scarf will be placed there, because this will create a little bit of tension together with the back loops that we were working with the double crochet. Okay, I hope that's clear. If you did not understand something, I want to explain as clear as possible. Leave me a question in the comment box below this video. I'll be happy to help you. All right. Now you just cut the yarn. I start talking here and it's past. Cut the yarn and then you fasten off, you know, the edges together, closing a circle. Okay. All right. Now we'll start embroidering this polar bear amigurumi, okay? So what we are going to do here is with the black thread, we will embroider a triangle here on top of the snout, and you will leave, you see as I'm showing you here, the first 2 rounds distance from the body, okay? And you will start the triangle here on top of this part. So you will leave the top of the part here without embroidering, and you will embroider a triangle first. So you will use the central part of the snout as reference, so you will have a triangle first, and now is the beauty of the things. You will start working a couple of lots and lots of repetition here to, you know, close this snout all in black. So you will do repetitions here of straight lines inside this triangle that you just first embroider until you cannot see the white behind, the white underneath this black thread that we are using to embroider the snout. Okay, so here I'm showing you how I do, and it's a lot of repetitions, so I need to speed up this video. You can stop this video here and start just working. Believe me when I say it's a lot of repetitions, you know, it requires a lot for this snout to be, you know, very nicely shaped like this. But once you're done, look at this. It looks so cute. It's very nice. And like always, you bring this thread outside in the same stitch that you introduce. You give a simple knot and you hide it inside of the toy. Okay, so this is how we are embroidering the first part of the snout. For the second part, we will work this little mouth that he has here. So we will introduce this yarn on the side here, 2 stitches under the snout. Again, all the directions is in the free written pattern on my website. And you give a little smile. You bring this yarn in the central part of the snout, in that central of the magic ring, and you just make a straight line connecting with this little smile. Okay, and that's that. Now you can just bring this yarn here outside and once again give a tight knot, and you'll hide the remainings inside of this, inside of the chubby body here. Okay, now we are moving on here. I like to embroider the eyes of my amigurumis, okay? And how I do this is by, again, with the black thread, I make a couple of straight lines. So I will just go making straight lines until I achieve the shape that I want. The exactly position that I am embroidering these eyes you can find in the written pattern. So in case you're using the safety eyes, the plastic eyes, you can reference to the position there and you can add it while you are crocheting your polar bear, okay? Maybe I should have mentioned this earlier, but yeah, that's, I like to embroider the eyes. I think it's nice. You can literally embroider on the size that you want. If you want a bigger eye, you just keep working, you know, you see here all these straight lines, all these straight repetitions here. You can use your thumb to direct, you know, where you want the black thread to go. Okay, now we will dress up here this scarf, and how we are doing this is the row that you work with a single crochet, that you make the contour in one side, it will be facing down, okay? And the round without the contouring will be facing up. All right, and now I will add the Christmas hat. The Christmas hat, this mini Christmas hat, is a pattern that I published here just last week. I will leave the link in the top of this pattern, like in the top of the screen over here, as well as also in the description. But for this Christmas hat, it's very easy and super fast to crochet. I'm now going to sew this on top of my Chubby Polar Bear. And how we do this is you can fasten the hat with pins if you want. And here you don't need to sew all the stitches. You have 18 stitches around this Christmas hat. You don't need to sew all of the stitches here. Okay, you can just grab a couple of stitches like I'm doing this. So you put the hat up a little bit, you grab the stitch from underneath the hat and one stitch from the head. Okay, and that's how you're going to sew. I sew here, I think 6 stitches all across this all around this mini Christmas hat, and that's how I sew this hat on his head. So here you can see how I'm grabbing the stitches from the hat, and use pins so your hat is not moving around while you're sewing it, okay? And that's that. Your Chubby Polar Bear is ready. I'm very happy with this pattern, and this is a very nice way for us to finish off this collection for the Christmas patterns and start a brand new one. So starting from the next week, a completely new collection for Christmas amigurumi patterns you will find here on this YouTube channel. So if that sounds interesting to you and if you like this pattern, leave me a like on this video, leave me a comment in the comment box below, and consider subscribing to my channel. All of these actions help me and help to support my YouTube channel. I appreciate you very much for doing so, and I see you for the next pattern. Bye!